Shalom, everyone. I owe you guys this topic to talk about because I was so excited about talking about it, but I got caught up not recording last week. But I'm trying to make up with it today because I did two videos today. This is the second video. So today the topic is fear of Yahuwah. Once you understand what the fear of Yahuwah is, trust me, you will not go do the foolish things that you go do today. Because remember, everything, all of our works, everything that we do in our life will be before us when it comes to judgment. So, let's begin. What is the fear of Yahuwah? Deuteronomy 6 gives us a great explanation of what the fear of Yahuwah, the Creator, our Almighty, accepts as fear. He determines the fear by what we do and what is in our hearts. Several things that I would like to point out through Deuteronomy chapter 6. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which Yahuwah, your Creator, commanded to teach you, that you might do them in the land where you go to possess, that you might fear Yahuwah to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which Moses commanded you, you and your son and your son's son, all the days of your life, that your days may be prolonged. And you shall love Yahuwah your Creator with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. These words which I command you this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you liest down, and when you rise up. Basically, stating this word will be in your mouth wherever and whenever you go. Number 12. Then beware, unless you forget Yahuwah, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt and from the house of bondage. You shall fear Yahuwah your Creator and serve him, and shall swear by his name. When you swear by his name, you are doing several things representing the oath. The oath is the commandments, the laws, and the statutes, the judgments. 14. You shall not go after other gods or other mighty ones, of the mighty ones of people which are round about you. I'm going to stop right there. Many of us pray to many mighty ones. I'm going to name them for you: Jesus, Allah, God, Lord, Baal. These mighty ones have different names. They've attached themselves to symbols. They've deceived us to worship in things that don't even have power, that can't even give us life. I know many of you out there may say, "Oh, but I've seen people healed in the name of Jesus." So I know that's of the true Father. Be careful, because that's what they're out there to do, deceive you so you could keep worshiping them. Let's continue. Again, it says you should diligently keep the commandments of Yahuwah, your Almighty, your Creator, and his testimonies and his statutes which he hath commanded you. And you shall do that which is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah, that it may be well with you, and that you mayest go in and possess the good land which Yahuwah swear unto your fathers. He promised this unto your fathers. And when your son asks you in the time to come, saying, "What means these testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Yahuwah our Creator hath commanded you?" You shall say unto your son, "We were Pharaoh's bondsmen in Egypt, and Yahuwah brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And Yahuwah showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before your eyes." Let's stop right there. Many of you still going to church on Sunday, calling out the name of Jesus, calling out the name of God, or the title of God, or the title of Lord. But many of you are still in your same situation, paying tithes to that pastor that is telling you that the laws have been done away with. Telling you if you don't pay your tithes, you are not going to be blessed. When the scriptures tell you something totally different. The scriptures tell you that the tithes were for the priest, the widow, the fatherless. Not just the tithes were basically for you. Those that don't have an inheritance, the tithes were for you to make sure that you eat. Not for just this priest or this pastor or this apostle that go out there today and purchase themselves $300 million worth of jets, some yachts. Don't let your hearts get turned away by these worldly things, these material things. Yahuwah and Yahusha are the ones that will give you salvation. They will bring you out of this bond, this service of being a bondsman. And I want you to know this is even a solid confirmation for you today. All these other people, these Gentiles, all these other, I'm gonna just say white people, all of these other Spanish churches, all of these other people, right? They out there, successful church, big church, nice church. Got some even the middle class people in there, comfortable. But the black church, the Father's chosen people, Yashrael, Israel, church struggling. Why is that? It's a sign. Let's continue. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these statutes to fear Yahuwah our Creator for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahuwah our Creator as he hath commanded us. Genesis 20:11. And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of Creator, the Almighty, is not in this place, and they will slay me for my his wife Sarah, excuse me. This right here is an example of how the fear of Yahuwah will show physically in our lives by the things that we do, the things set up around us, and which may consist of the customs we keep and commandments. It's going to be already in your physical form if you fear Yahuwah or not. Why? Because these commandments, laws, and statutes, they set us apart from the world. When Abraham was talking here in Genesis 20:11, I believe he was talking to Abimelech. Abimelech was of the Philistines, basically someone that was not of the chosen people, worshiping other gods, worshiping other mighty ones. And that right there tells you that when he went there, he already had to change up his game. He had to do something different. Because he said, y'all gonna kill me because I'm not even of y'all. I don't follow the same traditions. Y'all gonna kill me for my wife because the fear of Yahuwah is not in here. Just to give you a little bit more on the story, when he basically said that his wife is his sister, Yahuwah came to Abimelech in a dream and tell him, you're gonna be cursed if you sleep with that woman. You see what happens when the fear of Yahuwah enters into your life? Abimelech called all his people and said, don't touch that woman. And he even went to Abraham and said, why didn't you tell me about this? You trying to curse us? You see how the fear of Yahuwah changes everything? When you fear Yahuwah, you begin to understand that he will destroy you if you don't follow the things that he has for you to follow. This is why death is walking amongst the earth today, right now. Let's continue. Deuteronomy 8, 5 through 6. You shall also consider in your heart that as much that as a man chastiseth his son, so Yahuwah, your creator, chastiseth you. Give instruction to you, give correction to you. He will also punish you, but he will also teach you. Therefore, you shall keep the commandments of Yahuwah, your creator, to walk in his ways and to fear him. Moses began to tell Israel that for 40 years of being in the wilderness, the Father tested them to see if they would follow his commandments or not, to humble them and to know what was in their heart. This is to say that the Father humbles you through experiences, and he teaches you as well. But he does this to see if you will keep his commandments through the fear and love of him. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doth Yahuwah your creator require of you? But to fear Yahuwah your creator, to walk in all his ways. What are his ways? His commandments, laws, and statutes. And to love him. And to serve Yahuwah your creator with all your heart and with all your soul. Let me tell you how much the Father is real and existing. The Lord, God, those are titles. The Father gave you a real name. He told you, this is my name. Why? Because it's not about religion. It's about a relationship. Don't you know the name of your worldly father? The one that has birthed you? Some of you may not. Because, again, that was a curse put upon the chosen people. That some children won't even know the name of their father. Isn't that funny? We don't even know today the name of our Father. He is now revealing his name unto us. Why? Because we chose not to follow him. However, the curse that is put upon us as well, the earthly curse, is that many of the fathers today they become deadbeat dads basically. Why? Because it's a curse. Why? Because we didn't follow the commandments, statutes, and laws. It tells you in Deuteronomy. This is to help you give you understanding of what the fear of Yahuwah is. He said, I'm going to curse my people. And you going to know these my people because I cursed them. Let's continue. This is self-explained. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. But if you drop down to Deuteronomy 10 to 16, Moses began to tell them to circumcise the foreskin of your heart and to be no more stiff-necked. Deuteronomy 10 and 20, you shall fear Yahuwah your creator, him shall you serve, and to him shall you cleave and swear, basically perform by his name. There's an oath by his name. Read chapter 10 in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 17 through Deuteronomy chapter 17, 19 through 20. And it shall be with him, the ruler, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahuwah his creator, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart be not lifted upon his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandments to do the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. Deuteronomy 17 and 14. This was when the children of Israel will come into the land with the Father, give us and shall possess it. And you will dwell there and say, I will set a king over me like all the other nations that are about me. This is what the children of Israel begin to say. They wanted to have a king like other nations. You shall in any wise set him king over you, who Yahuwah shall choose. One from among your brethren shall you set king over you. You mayest not set a stranger over you, which is not your brother. So I'm going to tell you why this was established. This was established because, first of all, anybody outside of the chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel, they will not understand what the Father had had set aside for his chosen people. They will not understand. Not only that, but there were certain things that the Father said when he would choose somebody from the 12 tribes. He said it's going to be one of your brothers, and not only that, but he's going to keep he needs to make a copy of the law, and he needs to follow all of my ways. Right? So when he does this, he's basically saying this person, since you want to have a king like all the other nations, this person is going. I'm gonna make sure he follows the things that I tell him that he needs to follow, and that's written in the laws and the commandments, so that you can follow him, so that you don't go having idolatry with other mighty ones. Let's get this understanding first before I even continue. Moving forward. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise prudence and instruction. For we have to understand the fear of Yahuwah to begin to receive knowledge. Once we understand the fear, then knowledge will come and more. Before we seek fear or better understand of the fear, we can quickly agree that fools hate or turn away prudence and instruction. We have three things. The fear of Yahuwah helps with the beginning of knowledge. We get basically better understanding. We get prudence, which is wisdom, and instruction, right? Let's read from Proverbs 1, chapter 1, 1 through 6. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of Dayu, which is David, king of Israel, to know prudence, which is wisdom, and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety, which is understanding, to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall become unto wise counsel, which is advice. To understand a proverb, a saying, or similarity, and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, this is all understood as knowledge. All of those things that I just read to you are understood as knowledge. But to get this knowledge, we have to know the fear of Yahuwah. Having the fear of Yahuwah, all of these things will come together for us. If you carefully read this, we are given the definition of what knowledge is to the Almighty, the Creator. But first, again, we need fear. Proverbs 2, chapter 2, 1 through 5. My son, if you will receive my words and hide my commandments with you, so that you incline your ear unto wisdom, prudence, and apply your heart to understanding, if you cry after knowledge and lift up your voice for understanding, if you seek after her as silver and search for her as for hid treasures, then shall you understand the fear of Yahuwah and find knowledge of Yahuwah, the Creator, the Almighty. So when you begin to receive the words of Yahuwah and his commandments, and you begin to search and to follow these commandments, all of these things come together. The fear of Yahuwah is now established in your life because now you are following what he always wanted you to follow, which is not of the world. Again, I told you the world in all my other videos is going to tell you that the law is done away with. The commandments are done away with. Basically, do as you please. Now let's go back to Deuteronomy about the kings. For those that have a king or a ruler over them that's not supposed to be over you, although we are in another land because we disobeyed our Creator, Yahuwah, and did not fear him, you can call this the priests, the judges, the presidents, or someone that you honor. This is why the Messiah is set as a king over us and is our head currently today, because he have the fear of Yahuwah, and he understood the laws, the commandments, and the statutes. He was a walking example. He was a spotless lamb. But you go today and you go into your churches and you following that priest and you have respect to that priest or that apostle or these judges in courts or the police officer. See if they got a copy of the law. See if they following those scriptures the way the Father told us to follow. If they not following it and you see that it's not matching up with scripture, you know what you need to do. You need to get out of there. This is why the Father tells you in Revelations, come out of her, my people. Because we following traditions that are not even of Yahuwah, the Father. Deuteronomy 17:16. He shall not multiply horses. These are the people. These are the people that you should be monitoring their fruits. This is what the Father said about the king that will be set over Israel. This is what he shouldn't do. He shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, which is bondage, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahuwah hath said unto you, you shall henceforth return no more that way. He should not multiply wives to himself, whom his heart turns not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write a copy of this law and a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. So again, are you following somebody that is multiplying horses upon himself? That's sending you back into bondage, asking for money, establishing their own kingdom, and you still in bondage, you still in slavery? Do you have people out there talking about that they want multiple wives? And they're giving themselves multiple wives? The scriptures talk against this. The Father tell you, as a king, they shouldn't be doing this. Let's wrap it all up. Are you following kings, presidents, voting for these people that are looking to put you back into bondage? That's looking to lie to you to your face to say that they're going to do something, but they're really not? Are they following the law of the scriptures? The ones that's telling you it's okay to worship on Sunday. Did President Trump just sign a national Sunday law? Basically saying this is the day of prayer? Sunday? When the scriptures tell you that the Sabbath day is the day of rest? Where the scriptures give you example that the Messiah, Yahusha, came and spoke to the Jews in the synagogue on the Sabbath? That all the prophets that were of Yahuwah, all the kings that were of Yahuwah was monitoring of the Sabbath? Begin to know who you following, sheep. Deuteronomy 28:58. If you will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that you mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahuwah your creator. 59. Then Yahuwah will make your plagues wonderful. If you don't follow these things and observe these things, he's going to make your plagues wonderful. And these plagues of your seed, even great plagues and of long continence, and sore sickness and long continence. 60 and 62. The Father will bring sickness and destruction on you that is not even listed in the scriptures or in the book of the law. And he will destroy you off the earth where you will be few. Why? Because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah. You didn't have the fear of Yahuwah established into you. You still celebrating birthdays. You still celebrating yourself, which is a tradition the Father told you not to partake in. Don't go wanting what the other nations want. Why? Because they are causing damnation upon themselves, destruction upon themselves. 64 and 66. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all the people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. and there shall serve other mighty ones, which you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shall you find no ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. But Yahuwah shall give you there a trembling heart, and falling of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And your life shall hang in doubt before you, and you shall fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of your life. You ain't even gonna know when you ain't gonna know what's going on with your life. He telling you that because you decided not to have the fear of Yahuwah in yourself, and to not have the commandments and laws and show that you fear the Almighty Father, the Creator, Yahuwah. Because you ain't want to do those things, this is what he did to his chosen people. We see black Negroes, or what white people want to call them back in the day, niggas. What we call each other niggas. The black Americans, we see each other getting killed in the streets, don't we? We see each other worshiping wood and stone, don't we? That false Messiah that they put on the cross, that you see up there, they got that in wood and stone images, don't we? Who are you worshiping? Who are you following? Are you following the true Creator? He told you not to have images. Don't have images or graven images before him. Don't do that. He told you specific things in the commandments and laws of how you establish fear unto him. How you show that you fear him and that you love him. He told you don't go worshiping other mighty ones. Don't even speak about other mighty ones in your mouth. But all day we sit here and praise Lord, Baal. Lord and Baal are basically the same thing. God. Didn't even know that God wasn't even his name. That's just the title. There's other entities that go by the name of God. The Father gave you a true name, an existing name, a name that has life into it. Yahuwah. Proverbs 2, 1 through 5. My son, if you receive my words, I just spoke about this, and hide my commandments with you, so that you incline your ear into wisdom, which is prudence, and allow your heart of understanding, if you cry after knowledge and lift up your voice for understanding, if you seek her as silver and search for her as hid treasures, then shalt you understand the fear of Yahuwah and find knowledge of Yahuwah the Creator. Proverbs 8 and 13. The fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil, pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the forward mouth. That is what Yahuwah hates. Revelations 14, 6 through 7. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear the Creator, and give doxa, praise, honor to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Make sure you're giving the correct praise to the Father. Make sure you are praying the correct Father, the correct Almighty, the correct Creator. The one that you say with your very own mouth that you love. But you're not showing your love because you still worshiping on Sunday. You still not meditating by the scriptures. It's time to increase your relationship with the true Father. Come out of that Sunday church. Stop following those kings that's been set above you, not from the Father himself. How do we show the fear of Yahuwah? By serving him, and by doing that is following his commandments and instructions. Hebrews 11 and 7. By faith Noah, being warned of the Creator of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he commanded the world, and became a heir of the righteous, by which is by faith. What should we do? Moses commanded them, saying that at the end of every 7 years in the Solomon, how you say that word, Marcella?
What?
Solemnity.
What?
I don't know. Man, forgive me. Of the year of release and the Feast of Tabernacles, where the Most High chooses, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Deuteronomy 31:12. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and your stranger that is within your gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear Yahuwah, your creator, and to observe to do all the words of this law. Joshua 24:14 through 21. We need to choose who we are going to serve. Are we going to keep serving the wood and stone? Are we going to keep those traditions that the heathens taught us? Are we going to keep the commandments, the laws? Are we going to follow the ordinances and oath established with us? The Sabbath, the Feast of Tabernacles, Year of Jubilee, etc.? Are you going to keep observing pagan holidays or holy days? Are you going to keep glorifying yourself like birthdays, Women's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day? This is the time to choose, Yashrael. Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same will drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the Malach Kodesh, the set apart angels, or the messengers, and in the presence of the Lamb, which is the Messiah. My advice to you, let not your hearts envy sinners, but be in the fear of Yahuwah all the day long of your life. That's Proverbs 23:17. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Creator Yahuwah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Advice again, 2 Timothy. For the Creator hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. You got to understand that right there. He's saying that he ain't give you fear, basically to fear men, but he still wants you to fear the Creator. He wants you to follow the things that he says to follow. But he ain't telling you to fear men. So understand what fear he is talking about. Advice again, Ephesians 6:5-9. This is saying to be obedient to your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and sincerity of your heart, as unto the Messiah. Be humble in your flesh, not with eye service as men's pleasures, but as the servants of the Messiah, doing the will of the Creator from your heart. With good will doing service as to Yahuwah and not to men, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth, the same shall he receive of Yahuwah, where he be bond or free. And you masters do the same thing unto them, forbearing, basically lacking threats, knowing that your master, the Messiah, also is in heaven. Neither is there respect of persons or favoritism, basically, with him, meaning he will judge you the same. So those people that go basically, what that part is saying is that when you go to work, be humble. Not saying to fear this person and to tremble this person, but be humble. Understand that you got a job to do, but at the same time, you should be following what the Messiah say, and what the Father says. But understand as well that those same people that try to threaten you for following the commandments, they're saying, no, you need to work on Saturday. Guess what? They're going to get judged too. That's what this part is basically saying. Everybody is going to get judged the same. There's no favoritism in heaven. There's no favoritism when it comes to this death. Death come upon everybody. Unless you believe in the Messiah and you follow the things that the Messiah has said for us to do, which is follow the commandments and the laws, which is the salvation through Yahuwah. We won't experience death. Sin, the reason why death exists is because of sin. So again, you got to understand what these scriptures are saying, and you have to fear Yahuwah. What is wisdom? Proverbs 9 and 10. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom, which is prudence. And the knowledge of the set apart is understanding, the Kodesh. So that is to wrap up the message that I have to share with you about the fear of Yahuwah. To wrap it up, to put it all in simple terms, the way you fear Yahuwah and that you love Yahuwah is basically following his commandments, his laws, and his statutes to the best of your ability. I understand as a person that we are slaves today to other people. But that does not give you an excuse to not follow the things that we need to follow, that the Father has established with us. Believe that Yahuwah will redeem you and save you from that bondsman, from bondage. But the only way that you're going to come out of this thing is by following the commandments, the laws, and the statutes, and believing that the Messiah, the word that became flesh, came as salvation to us. That again, he was an example that we should follow the commandments, laws, and statutes. All praise to the Most High Father, Yahuwah, and all praise to the Son, Yahusha, for allowing us to be saved from sin, but with understanding of the word, and sending the Ruach HaKodesh as our comforter to give us more understanding of what we need to be doing today, what the duty of man is today. All praise to the Father. Shalom.